It seems as though the military has been training for a widespread zombie apocalypse, and they have a wide variety of equipment and tools to take care of the problem. Some of these things you might be able to get at an army surplus store, while others might be a little bit harder to obtain.
So sit back, relax, load your shotguns, and take some notes carefully so you don't get eaten by the zombies.
From lightweight all-terrain vehicles to suits that are used to protect yourself from radiation, today we'll take a look at some military equipment that would be necessary for the zombie apocalypse.
But before we get started today, we'd like to give some quick shoutouts to our fans for leaving us these comments. Make sure you let us know what videos you'd like to see in the future, and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video.
Number 13. Pulsar Edge Night Vision Goggles. Night vision goggles are used for tourism, hunting, and sports games for civilian purposes, allowing them to be available for purchase. For the military, they're used for patrolling and special operations. Thermal goggles would be useful as well, but it's difficult to say how much heat zombies will be giving off. It's just best to stick with night vision goggles unless you got the money to buy both. In situations when flashlights might give off too much attention, high-tech night vision goggles will give you an edge at night. You might be able to find a pair for about $200 online, but the high-quality ones that the military have, you might not be able to find. Number 12. Claymore Mines. One of the best ways to protect your zombie apocalypse fortress would be to set landmines in vulnerable areas such as near windows or glass doors. If you really think a zombie isn't going to just bust right through that thing with no problems, think again. Setting traps like moats or even digging a pit near these vulnerable areas is a good idea, but a Claymore mine will completely immobilize the enemy zombies and likely turn them into zombie mist. The Claymore was designed in the 1960s and is still in use today. It's a directional landmine, which means that you place one side of it in the direction of the enemy, which will keep your home from getting hit with shrapnel. Number 11. Military Combat Tent. You're probably already aware that during the zombie apocalypse, you'll most likely have to head out into the wilderness and rough it out for a while. It's important that you have a good tent that's lightweight and portable so you can move in a hurry when you need to. By being able to have a tent that only weighs 8.5 pounds, you can essentially live anywhere you need to. The combat tent used by the US Marine Corps fits 2 people, is waterproof, and you don't need to buy any tools to get it set up. It's able to withstand harsh conditions such as 40-mile-an-hour winds, snowfall, and it works from temperatures ranging from 0 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. It might not be entirely zombie-proof, so don't feel too comfortable until the coast is clear. Number 10. Exoskeleton Armor. Imagine being able to run around wherever you wanted to completely bulletproof, covering 60% of your body. Of course, that seems like any soldier's dream, but could it become a reality? Possibly, but only for some of the world's most elite special forces when failure is certainly not an option. This futuristic operational suit is called the Iron Man suit. The fully enclosed helmet is going to include night vision and possibly other capabilities. SOCOM is currently investing $80 million worth of research just into this suit. Number 9. Fire starters. Fire is another essential thing that you absolutely must have to cook your food. Matches, lighters, waterproof matches are never a bad thing to invest in, but let's say, what happens when all those matches are gone and you've used up all your fuel? Now what? Luckily, there's an invention called Swedish Army Fire Steel that'll help you survive in the wilderness. This instrument instantly creates a spark that measures at 3,000 degrees Celsius. Just one of these will last up to 12,000 sparks, so it almost seems like a crime not to have one in your survival kit. Companies that advertise about 3,000 strikes are normally more efficient in starting a big fire with just one strike. Find something that'll catch on fire quickly like a cotton ball and Vaseline and use a striker to hit the fire steel. Before you know it, you got yourself a pretty good fire. Number 8. Drones. Gathering information will certainly be difficult if Wi-Fi isn't available. This is when something like a drone would come in handy in order to conduct some reconnaissance on the mayhem that has struck your city. Otherwise, you might just have to go out there and find out on your own. Police are now using this design for rescue and police services. We all know that the military uses them, so why not use them to scout out where hordes of zombies are located? This drone we see here is a 6-rotor multicopter with a camera pod carrying both infrared and normal cameras. The discs are covered in a smooth plastic, which should prevent some drone-related injuries while hunting zombies. The possibilities are endless, and you can use them to help you locate shops that will be worth looting. The Ava drone can fly up to an hour, and although it's not military grade, at least you can purchase it online. Number 7. Lightweight Tactical All-Terrain Vehicle. When you're traveling through the wilderness, you'd definitely be happy if you got your hands on one of these. This could be the type of vehicle that prospers during the end of times due to its all-terrain capabilities and high gas mileage. It features run-flat tires, rollover protection, four-wheel drive, and is highly maneuverable. It's not exactly the kind of thing you'd want to be driving while getting stuck in an apocalyptic traffic jam, but once it hits a dirt trail, it's got its advantages over other types of vehicles. Militarized versions of these are often fitted with a machine gun or some type of grenade launcher to pack a serious punch. Number 6. A Gunbot. The United States Marines decided that they would test out some robots as well to see if they could literally make a killing machine. These almost seem like the perfect way to fight off zombies during the apocalypse in order to reduce as much damage as possible to the non-infected. The MARS acronym is short for Modular Advanced Arm Robotics System, and it seems like something you really don't want to mess with. This robotic soldier is the US military's latest unmanned ground vehicle that's capable of firing a M24OB machine gun as well as 4 fully operational grenade launchers. This could help keep some humans away from the front lines. It's built for reconnaissance, surveillance, and target acquisition missions, and built with state-of-the-art technology. Capable of carrying 400 rounds of ammunition, it also has night vision, 360-degree visual capacity, thermal vision, and to top it off, it's also got lasers. Number 5. Joint Chemical Agent Detector. It's difficult to predict exactly how the apocalypse might start, but there's always a possibility that neurological weapons might be introduced to humans that cause us to act violently. If some rogue villain released a form of inhalable bathsalts into the air, we could be looking at a situation with people with similar qualities of zombies. In any case, being able to detect harmful chemicals, forms of radiation, and biological sources will prove to be important. The Joint Chemical Agent Detector is a pocket-sized handheld detector that will alarm you if there are any toxic chemical warfare agents or even toxic industrial chemical waste. It's ready to detect things such as nerve, blister, and blood agents as well. Number 4. Swiss Army Knife. Any kind of knife is certainly going to be useful, but doesn't always need to be used as a weapon. Knives used as weapons during the zombie apocalypse puts you a little bit too close to the infected. However, there are Swiss Army knife-like gadgets which are equipped with wire cutters to help you clip through chain-link fences. They can also feature tools like saws and hammers to aid you in constructing a stronghold. Don't forget about the steel serrated and straight blades that will cut through zombie flesh with ease, but that's only if you have to use it like that. Firearms also take a lot of cleaning and ammunition, which might make it difficult to maintain. The leather MUT EOD multi-tool is designed to work in harmony with weapons such as the AR-15, which will help you keep them clean. They can also maintain many different firearms, especially those used in the military. Number 3. An NBC Suit. It almost seems as though the military has been training for some kind of zombie apocalypse to break out, and when it appears as though something might contain the virus, they'll be putting on one of these. The military is one step ahead of the rest of us and have NBC suits, which are a tad bit better. If you really want to take it to the next level, you might consider getting some kind of NBC suit. We're not talking about the television channel NBC. This actually stands for nuclear, biological, and chemical. All of those things are certainly capable of bringing on some form of zombie apocalypse, so it's clearly an important piece of equipment. Most hazmat suits are sufficient with protection against chemicals and biological weapons, but an NBC suit will help you survive in case the apocalypse is caused by nuclear weapons. While most are made with some form of rubber or impermeable material, this thing could get really hot. The kinds you want to go for are the ones that incorporate a filter, allowing sweat and condensation to slowly leave. Number 2. Meals ready to eat. So keep in mind that water will of course be more important than food, and some of these might require water in order for them to be prepared. We're assuming that you've already tapped into a fresh water source because you can only live a few days without any H2O. In order to actually heat the meal, you'll need some water. Other parts of the meal won't always require water, but normally the main course will. Meals ready to eat are meant for soldiers on the front lines and have a shelf life of 3 years when exposed to high temperatures and 8 years stored in 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's double covered in heavy-duty plastic and requires a knife to open it. One package contains enough calorie for half the day, but could be used much longer during the apocalypse. Number 1. The Punisher. Grenade launchers are a great choice to go with if you're trying to defend your stronghold and zombies are attacking from a distance. Formerly known as the XM25 Counter-Defilade Target Engagement System, or informally known as the Punisher, you really don't want to be on the opposite end of these things. It fires a 25mm grenade that's set to explode in mid-air or close to the target. This can be determined by the laser rangefinder. Each grenade tracks the distance it's flying by how many spiral rotations it makes. Each shot is very silent until it hits the horde of zombies you're aiming for. It features a 5-round detachable magazine with a maximum range of 765 yards. However, the rangefinder might need you to have a shorter range for it to work properly. It was employed in Afghanistan after being used by the 101st Airborne Division and was highly praised as a great weapon.